Good evening. Parents, family members, distinguished guests, and members of the class of 2014. My name is Barbara Little, and it is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2014 Alliance High School at Meek Pro Tech graduation. Now, if you could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can be seated. I now have the pleasure of introducing Fawn Kya, whose name I probably mispronounced.
All right, Karina Wolf is the Executive Director of Multiple Pathways to Graduation at Portland Public Schools. The Multiple Pathways Department includes 2 programs on this campus, Teen Parent Services and Alliance High School. Ms. Wolf supports both programs in a number of ways and is here tonight as a representative from Portland Public Schools. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. It is my privilege to celebrate with each of you, students, family, school, and staff community, the amazing accomplishments of the class of 2014. When I ponder what it means to graduate or think about graduation, it occurs to me that we graduate a little bit every day. Every day we try, and we achieve, and we graduate. When you were younger as graduates, you learned your letters. Putting your letters together, you graduated to words. From words, you graduated to sentences, to paragraphs, and to pages. And so at this point, you have graduated and completed all the requirements for high school graduation 2014. I think it's noteworthy that the class of 2014 has had more high school requirements than any previous class. And so that's a very important accomplishment. You've done more and been expected to do more than previous graduating classes with regards to standards and requirements. And you've demonstrated how you've put your skills and your competencies together. You've done this in digital media, in auto, in robotics, in a variety of classes here on the Alliance campus. Years ago, I had the privilege to hear Mae Jemison speak. As you may know, Mae Jemison is one of our nation's accomplished scientists. She is also the first African-American woman who NASA sent into space. When Ms. Jemison talked, she shared about her life, and she shared about the challenges, she shared about racism and persistence and perseverance. When it came to the part of the talk, when it was a question and answer period, somebody raised their hand, and they said, "Ms. Jemison, were you scared? Were you scared to go out into space?" And Mae Jemison looked, and without a second, she said, "No, I was not." She said, "But do you want to know what I was terrified of?" She said, "I was terrified of going off the high dive." She said it was the most terrifying thing she had ever been asked to do. And early in her training with NASA, she was required to go off the high dive. She said the next thing she had to do after she mastered going off the high dive was she had to jump out of an airplane. And she said that scared her, but not as much as being required to jump off the high dive. So she said that by the time that they orbited her into Earth, above the Earth, she said she wasn't scared. When I think about your accomplishments, the graduating class of 2014, I think about that we stand here tonight and we celebrate you for your high school completion. And we celebrate 2 things. We celebrate the culmination of you meeting all your requirements for high school completion, which is wonderful. And in that, and more important, I think, to myself, is we celebrate your high dives. For each of you, you had high dives to get here. For some of you, it may have been completing a course that you were not that interested in. For some of you, it may have been sharing a hallway or a classroom with someone whose beliefs you didn't share, having a lousy day, or having to make amends after an argument with a friend or a colleague or someone here at Alliance. Whatever your high dives were that got you to the seat you're in now, I want to celebrate you, your accomplishments big and small. Congratulations to the class of 2014.
We would now like to welcome Brother Ascari, a member of our staff and Teen Parent Services, for a musical performance.
I just want to say welcome to everyone. And being from New Orleans to Nolans, I want to put a little joy in your heart. Love these students. I came up to this school, and I tell you, the students just opened their arms. They did it unexpectedly, and I'm hooked. So when Ms. Lorna asked me to, participate, I was trying to think about, well, what can I do? Ironically enough, the night of my graduation in Louisiana, or for those who got the language tones down, Louisiana, I performed. My teacher, my band teacher said, come on up here. I was scared to death. But because of the support of my parents and teachers and people from the community, I made it. So I'm gonna take you on. Have you ever thought about if you got out of here in Portland and you took a walk for 10 minutes, what would you see and hear? So I've decided to take you on a walk through old New Orleans, because the city has transformed quite a bit. But I'm gonna take you through old New Orleans. Now I'm going to do it in character. I had a teacher, Mr. Odell Cornbread Jenkins Jr. His trademark was his hat. He was my storytelling teacher, my music teacher. He couldn't read a note of music, but he taught me, and I've been carrying him around in my heart all these years. And I'm going to demystify some things about this drum. Okay. Now there is an aspiring student here. Nikolai, where you at, Nikolai? Now, I told him when I met him outside, I said, I want you to help me do something. He said, what? I don't know if I can do it. But he's an aspiring musician here at the school. And okay. Now to keep you from being in the dark, here's what's going to happen. Music involves math. So I'm going to give Nikolai the math formula, and then I'm going to wrap my rhythms around the math that he's going to be playing on the bell. What I'm going to be playing is called polyrhythms. Polyrhythms is where you stack like a stack of pancakes, you stack rhythms on top of rhythms on top of rhythms. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to whisper what his math formula is. All right. Now you got to face the people. You got to face the people. Hey, you got to represent the school. That's what we do, right? Okay. Let you start first, and you just continue. Okay. Then the voice becomes the drum. Keep playing. Keep playing. Then the voice becomes the drum. Then you put them together. Thank you, Nickel. I know I'm going nowhere. Mr. Odell was also, would let us know when a storm or those hurricanes were coming off Lake Pontchartrain, and he'd bring the drum out, and he had this little baby now. When I first saw this, I was like, what is that? So, Nikolai, give me the bell. Now, this is called the thunder stick. Here's how the thunder stick works. So Mr. Odell will come out. I was all in his back pocket. He'd say, young blood, you take this and you better not miss a note. I said, well, what do I have to do? He said, you just shake your hand, just shake your hand. So that's what you do. Yes, the whole time. Okay. All right. Go ahead. And this is how we would know that there was a storm coming. Now shake it at the top. Take it at the top. And people would come to their windows. They said it must be a hurricane coming. Then he make his siren sound. By the time everybody was awake, let's give Nikolai a hand. That's it. Okay. Now, as many of you know, looking for my harmonica. There it is. I cannot end a performance without doing my harmonica. But first of all, let me give you a little story that Mr. Odell gave me. Now, Mr. Odell was the type of person you never knew when he was serious, you never knew when he was mad, but he made you always listen. So at a Friday night fish fry in New Orleans, Mr. Odell came in, he put his hat on, he put his shades on. He gave this impression that he was just worn out. And he said this, and I recited this and I wrote this down. He said this, I know y'all don't appreciate me, but I done traveled miles and miles to come here. Y'all never know what I saw. I saw a bulldog, junkyard dog, carjacked a car. Driving down the street, the dog almost ran over me. And guess what he did? He ran over Monday. He killed Tuesday. He sent Wednesday to the hospital. He crippled Thursday and told Friday to tell Saturday to be at the funeral on Sunday. So let me end with this. So when you remember this graduation, hopefully you will remember the joy and the accomplishments. And I just want to say to the staff and students, thank you. And let's give ourselves a big round of applause.
Can we hear it one more time for Brother Ascari? Thank you. There are a couple seats up here, so don't be shy if you need a seat. There's a few more seats that are open. It looks like a couple on this side too. So we would now like to get to our awards. So to present our first award, our advisors Reese McLean and Jerry Eaton.
We have the honor of presenting the Juanita Brown Award. The Juanita Brown Award is given to a senior who is considered the most improved throughout the year. And we actually have two this year. The first is Jakar Hicks. Please come on up. Jakar enrolled with Alliance High School in March of 2012. He's always had great attendance, but he was still earning credit a little slower than he should have been. But a year later, in March of 2013, he had his first term where he earned over 1 credit. And it wasn't his last. This school year, he earned over 6 credits in a mad dash to finish up the year. And throughout the year, he improved his reading and writing scores and was able to pass his essential skills. More than just the improvement, Jakar has been a model student. Whenever the office needed something to be done or you needed somebody to participate in class, you always could count on Jakar. So we just want to say we're very proud of you and know that whatever you choose to do next, you'll do great.
So we get the honor of recognizing 2 Juanita Brown Award recipients. And when you hear the name of the other one, you'll understand why this is a good thing and an excellent choice, because Mariah Lomax is an excellent example. Now, Mariah's been with us and with me as an advisor for a long time, so I'm going to read, so I hopefully have no train wreck happen right now. But it's my great pleasure to inform you that you're the recipient of the Juanita Brown Award for 2013-2014. This award is presented each year to the most improved senior student, or 2. The iconic opening lines of Dickens' The Tale of Two Cities could be used to sum up a lot of our experiences in high school, but they seem to apply especially well to yours. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. Things started out a little rough. And then I get into some details, which I think I'm going to save embarrassing you with. But the bottom line here is when you came back to school after a few rough patches, you locked in and you proceeded to get awards for attendance and credit. You began to show leadership potential in ROV and natural resource and just about every other class you stepped into. You killed it in your writing classes, didn't you? Persevered in some of your less than favorite subjects, and acted as a solid model of what it looks like to be a successful student hell-bent on a comeback. Personally, it has been An honor to watch you transform from that smart but tentative student that would run at the first sign of difficulty, which is a serious impediment when your life has difficulties in it. But you grew into a tough-minded and kind, resilient young woman whose high standards for herself bring out the better selves of those of us who watch you work. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to announce the winner of the Bruce Fraser Award. And unfortunately, the winner doesn't need an announcement because he's not here. He's a shy guy, but he was a winner here at Meek. The award goes to the person who had made the most progress in the professional technical area, and Mason McConnell was in the manufacturing metals area. When he came to the school, shortly after he got here, he basically told me he had found the place for him. And he just got right in. He was here every day, worked hard every day, and he's shown in two areas. One of them was in robotics. He was a key member of the robotics team. When he first came here, he was all hands. He was in there doing everything. And as he matured, he stepped aside and let some of the other students learn. And that's the kind of thing he learned to develop. He was also very successful in the area of welding. He liked welding, and he actually stayed a little longer here at the school just so he could do some more welding. So he got 12 credits of college welding, besides the welding he did here. And he is going to be very successful as a welder and as a person and as a leader when he gets his first job.
I'm Misty Scabola, and I am the teacher of natural resources and biology. And it is my great pleasure to award Dante Campbell with the Doug Stroh Award. The Doug Stroh Award, Dante, would you like to come down, please? The Doug Stroh Award is for a student who has volunteered out into the community many, many times. Dante has fit this bill. He has been at our school, and he has given up his time to work at Park Rose Middle School with coaching track. He's also worked at the East Portland Community Center, where he serves lunches to the elderly. He has actively been going to church, and in 2013, he received the Young, Black, and Gifted Award. So it is with great honor that we give you this Doug Stroh Award.
Hi, my name's Tom Kane. I teach language arts and social studies here, and one of the things I also do is teach the senior inquiry class, which is a combination of language arts and social studies where students can get college credit. And there's two ways that folks can earn college credit here at Meek. One is through the vocational programs, and the other is being tied in a room with me for 90 minutes a day, and that alone should get them some kind of certificate. So I'd just like to call down the 3 people that earned college credit this year. It wasn't a lot. They worked really hard to get it, and give them these certificates. So it's Evan McKay, Mariah Lomax, McKee, and Barbara Little. And I want to give a special shout out to Brendan Miller, who doesn't get a certificate, but he left to finish college at PCC and already has, I believe, 40 credits. So just a special. And now to